Jacksonville, Florida. Supposed neutral ground for these two old rivals. Not a lot of distance separates the two. And when they come here for this clash, it can define the season, no matter what's happened before, what might happen after. Glad to have you with us from TIAA Bank Field, home of the Jaguars in the heart of Duval in Jacksonville, Florida. As we'll see the national champions from last year, the Florida Gators, taking on one of the top 5 teams in the conference, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Will put total leather to crank us up. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Toss sweep to the right. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both.
Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Bringing it back. Touchdown, Gator! This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
Oof, and after that pick six, not the start this quarterback wanted. You're going to have to be really good about having a short-term memory and just turn the page. There is tons of football here to be played. You made a big mistake on that last throw. Don't let it beat you for the rest of this football game. You've got a lot of ball left to play. You've got to keep going.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Using his legs, it's Lindsey. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. Let's take a little step back and have a look at Georgia. By the end of the day, one of these two teams will control their conference destiny the rest of the way. Potential bye in the college football playoff on the line. This game critical at this point in the season for both teams.
And so much talent in this game, too. Outstanding coaching staffs, NFL talent on both teams going into this one. David, this might be a rematch in the conference championship game. We might get to see this matchup again.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have two teams playing so well at the top of their conference. You know this game matters. There's no sleepwalking into this game. You see the numbers at the top of the conference. It's you and it's them. Who's going to come out today?
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Running to the left. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
and you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They think there's room to run to the right here. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
It'll be 3rd and long. Might be changing the route. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got a man. It's Lindsey. And he'll pick up the 1st down, but he got drilled on that tackle. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Dogs look to keep this drive humming. Here's a quick throw out to the left. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Both of you guys played in this rivalry. Jesse, what's your most impactful memory?
My senior year, 1st and 1 on the goal line, and the Bulldogs had Marcus Stroud and Richard Seymour, 2 first-round picks at D-tackle. Coach Spurrier called Red Snoopy, which was a quarterback sneak. I didn't get it. Called it again on 2nd down. I didn't get it. Called it again on 3rd down. I didn't get it. On 4th down, he subbed our running back who came in the huddle and says, Red Snoopy, jump over the top, idiot. And we scored a touchdown.
That is great. That is phenomenal.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. From the gun, wants to pass. It's caught downfield. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. The give to the tailback. Picks up the 1st down, still moving. Inside the 20-yard line, pushed out at the 18, and they're in business.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
The Dogs just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Now from inside the red zone. Quick spin on the run. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Well, it's important in this game this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
Might be calling a hot route. Going to swing it on 2nd down. That pass is incomplete.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Touchdown, Dogs! Made the grab in the end zone for the score. That drive was what every father wants his daughter's romances to be like. Slow, take your time, drain the clock, no hurry at all.
Sometimes love is a slow burn. That's what we just saw in that last drive. I am so impressed with the execution, and I love their ability to run the football. These players, they're coached up. They're coming out here, and they're executing exactly how their coaches prepared them to do in this game.
These two first met back in 1915, and for much of their histories, they've been sleeping giants. But man, when they wake up, do they wake up?
Well, two programs, obviously, with a lot of history and a lot of great players in the past, but I feel like because of the recent success of both Georgia and Florida in the last couple of decades, this is a game every year that everybody, not just in the SEC, but I think around the country, have circled because of what this game means.
Well, and it's so cool when you're a fan and you've played in this game like me and Jesse both have. You can go back to a singular moment like Run, Lindsey, Run in 1980, which was a 3rd and long on their own 7 that they converted Georgia to go on to win a national title. Big games decided by big moments that live forever.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Timeout, Florida.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. Back has it. They're now out across the 40, and he's out of bounds at the 42.
Well, I love the job by the offensive line, getting a good push there on 2nd down, and you see guys bleeding into the 2nd level of the defense getting a hat on hat to go get them first.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
He's got him wide open. He'll work his way down to the 28.
Man, you could almost feel the quarterback's eyes getting big on that completion. I don't think even he could believe how wide open his target was. He knew, man, if I just get this to him accurately, something really good is going to happen. That's exactly what transpired. Nice throw, nice catch, nice play.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Snap it to the back. Knocked down after a gain of 1 to the 27.
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Spotted at the 27. They're facing a 3rd and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to take off. He'll go out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
Man, this defense has their hands full today because not only do they have to worry about the running backs and not only do they have to worry about the passing game, they've got to worry about this quarterback running the football because of plays like that. Not a huge explosive play, but he showed you the athleticism and he showed you he has the ability to hurt you with his legs.
He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Florida!
What a luxury for an offense to have. The ability to set the tone on the ground, giving that guy the football time after time, making offense easy, being physical, and really setting the tone for this football.
And the extra point was good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. leaves it with the back. Turning it on. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. He breaks a tackle. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. We've reached the break. It's Florida with the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. And they've swapped into the field, and we'll get it going in the second. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And the misconnection on third down.
Third and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls in.
The offense with no intention to draw the defense off sides. They want to run on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
That's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field possession. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
Trying to pound their way forward. He picks up a couple to the 31.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, putting in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Power football with the run. At the 20, he's got space. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. The Gators come to the line in the hurry-up. Defense might bring the house here. They'll try to pound their way in. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
There is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide in these situations. You know the physical ground game comes into play inside the 5-yard line, and they match the intensity. Nice job. Everybody flying around to the football, making the tackle for a loss. Nice job by this defense.
And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You've got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football. But after getting stuffed on that run, you now have got fourth down. I'm not into chasing points this early in the game. I think you just take the field goal. You try to pay this drive off and this opportunity to put something on the board there.
Well, and nowadays you have these analytical cards, and the coaches, they literally look at every situation. Is it more advantageous to go for it or kick it? That's how they'll make this decision.
A long way to go on 4th and goal. Wants to go up top. Going for 6. Intercepted for the 11th time. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those fourth down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession for you.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Wants to go up top. Skips away from pressure. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
That's a throw the QB would like to have back. He just has to do a better job giving his receiver a chance to make the catch.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. That one comes out hot down the right side. Fires the pass, intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you. And I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent, but he's making bad decisions.
The Gators in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Defense showing blitz. Will they bail out of it? Leaves it with the running back. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
That play had 0 shot. They got to do a better job up front, creating some running lanes. The running back, before he could go anywhere, getting tackled, nowhere to go.
Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this 3rd and short, they're still thinking touchdown. Looking for his man. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Snap to the back. Oh, better look out. There he goes. He's got the first down, and they did a brilliant job getting him out flanked with the Wildcat.
We got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line there. They were able to pave the way for a first down.
We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. Snap to the back. They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Quarterback making checks. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Looking to the big tight end. On target to the left. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26.
I think you got to give the coaching staff a lot of credit, too. Even though this guy has thrown 2 interceptions, they're still calling plays and being aggressive in the passing game, letting him take shots, and now it's paying off.
Looking downfield on 1st down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And I'm kind of surprised by this performance, man. The QB last week, you could tell, dude, he was in rhythm. He was good timing. You can tell the chemistry with receivers were good. And today, everything just looks off. And it looks hard. It looks difficult. They got to find a way to get back in the rhythm they were in last week.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Sends it back in motion. And back to the air on second down. A little release to the back. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Georgia comes quickly to the line. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. Complete to the left. He's got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Georgia! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm, but this passing game can continue to heat up. Look out in the second half.
No chance for a return as that ball flies out of the back of the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Going right to work up top. Unloads it left. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
And this defense, we know, they present a lot of challenges. You can see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make sure you're dialed in today, or else they can make you pay in a hurry.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Back to pass. Still looking on the move. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And you get more and more hits in the QB like this right there, more and more making him scramble out of the pocket to the right. That's winning. He's going to start to see ghosts. He'll start to panic. He'll start to speed up that processor. Nice job by the defense making that quarterback feel very, very uncomfortable.
He's got it down the middle. Breaks into the open. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
Nice poise by the quarterback. Here's a big third down throw, and you want to push the ball vertically down the field, but if the defense takes it all away, check the ball down. Get it to your running back and let him go do the work and move the sticks for you.
And the Gators have it with a 1st and 10. Lost a throw on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Wants to keep it in the air. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And the QB leaves the pocket, and he scrambles out, and he goes to his right. And I love how he keeps his eyes down the field, trying to make a play, trying to throw the football with a relentless chase. I love it. Getting to the quarterback. He throws an inaccurate pass because he gets whacked as he throws the football. Nice job chasing by the defense.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
And that's a play on 3rd down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
Make sure that there's not going to be a return on this when ball's out of bounds, and I think they'll mark it right around the 25. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. They'll send the back in motion. Snap to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Just got one on that last run. Now 2nd and 9 from their own 26. Wants to adjust the pattern. Back to pass on second down. Throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
And what a massive play for the offense. Not only getting the football across the 50, but they've now put themselves in position to steal a few more points here before the half.
Can't make the catch. It's incomplete, and that drop might have cost them a big play on first down. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. They're dealing with a second and long. They'll move the wide receiver. Wants to fire on second down. Makes the grab. He'll step out of bounds. He's at the 33-yard line.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
They're looking at a third down and short from the 33. From the gun, wants to pass. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Got the big tight end on the corner route. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. The Bulldogs trying to get a touchdown on first and goal. Gets the back moving. Looking to throw. He's moving out of the pocket. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Second down, they'll go to the air. And it's incomplete as he was trying to finish the drive with a score.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
Just enough time for one final play of the half. On third and goal, they'll try to throw it in. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Man, that was beautiful clock management. Great job by this offense, sustaining the drive, not getting too much in a panic, and finishing the drive with a touchdown with not a lot of time on the clock.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Back has it. Creates a little room. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Georgia will kick it deep to start the second half. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They start this third quarter, one-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain, so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
He's got a yard out to the 30-yard line.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Oh, he's got some space. That is just a gargantuan play as he has it all the way down to the 12.
And this offense showing off the explosiveness, the big play down the field. This is so big because what it makes defenses do to react. Now you scare them. Now you make them drop back a little bit. So that big passing play opens up this hole up.
Touchdown, Gator! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. Timing and better execution, that is just what a quarterback and wide receiver need.
And it's timing, it's route running, right? You got to be precise. You got to know exactly what yard you're running to. The quarterback receiver on the same page. That's why you get the touchdown.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. That touchdown lead they had has disappeared, and now we have a whole new ball game as they start the drive. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
When you play defensive end, it's all about getting off the football. You can tell, gets off the football really fast, gets in the backfield, gets the running back before he knows what hit him. What a play by the defensive end.
Much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. Gator fans love to see their teams light up the scoreboard, but they'll take the defense bringing the heat too.
And I think that was a staple, Reese. Back in the day, you had great offenses for Florida, but the teams that really had the most success and that reached the highest mountaintops, they had great defense to go with it. This defense playing well.
Fires on the move. Got his man to the left. There he goes. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Dogs! And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They're down by a touchdown, but hoping to dial up some plays and pull even in what's turning out to be a really good football game. They'll start this drive going to the air. Flips it out in the flat. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. They were able to make the completion, but he had to pick his way for just a little bit. Needed a little more help to spring him for some yardage.
Yeah, if you're going to have success when you throw it outside like that, you're going to need some more blocking and better blocking downfield. Give the defense credit, though. They were able to rally and made a tackle.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Makes the grab. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn that field, and you saw that right there.
And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27. The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. Motion from the back. Looking to throw on first down. Complete to the left. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. The Gators started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. They'll go to the air. Got his man out of the backfield. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
This is the area of the field defensively. It really doesn't matter what they've done to get here. You got to go up, try to force the field goal. Nice job on first down and goal, getting them tackled to the ground.
Picked up some of what they needed on first down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on 2nd down, this little 3rd to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Florida! Quick strike through the air for the score.
I love finding the big fella down in the red zone, 3rd and goal. You got to make something happen down here. Throw it up high. Let the big fella make you look really good as a quarterback. Love finding those big guys down here in the red zone.
And he makes the extra point. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. And he's going to try to return this one. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll run the option. Running back searching for a hole. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Didn't find much running room on first down. 2nd and 8 from their own 27. Off play action. Looking for space to the left. Fires to the tight end. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Really good job when this play went off script, and that's the job of a tight end. Find the soft spot and stay in the quarterback's field of vision.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating to play this kind of style of quarterback. That's always going to extend the play, make it harder on you as a defense. You got to guard longer in the back end, and just did a nice job getting outside the pocket and getting it to the big fella at tight end.
Oh, he can't hold the pitch, and the ball's loose.
The ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. They're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. To the air on 2nd down. Working the middle. They make the stop, but barely, and they might need to regroup as we have come to the end of the 3rd quarter. These two teams about to find out what they're made of as we open the 4th all tied up. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
That's one thing this defense takes a lot of pride on. They like tackling the catch, and they like being around the ball. That time, he was in proximity to knock that thing loose. Nice physical play.
Going for it on fourth down late in a tie game. This is a huge play. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. The incomplete pass ends a frustrating series, and they turn it over on downs.
Yeah, and see, I have no problem being aggressive near midfield. I got no problem whatsoever. You get stuff, but I think you have to show your team, like, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to continue to try to make it, even in the second half when things are getting tight.
Motion from the wideout. Got it behind the line. It's ball. Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there.
Offense just trying to get the ball to their receiver quickly out in space to the perimeter of the field, but how about the speed of the linebacker? Able to close and make that tackle. That's impressive.
Second down, he'll throw it. Right on the money. On the move at the 30. His defense giving up ground. He's finally knocked down at the 26.
Great job creating space. That's what you're supposed to do. When you get man coverage, you got to find a way to get a step, make it easy for your quarterback to read that leverage, and when he drags across the field, he can see he had him. He completes it for the first down.
He caught it! Touchdown, Gator! They move on top here in the fourth. He has been surgical. Precision passes, using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
The defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. At this Bulldog offense. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot, and now let's see if they can pull this one out. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
Really nice first down run, and you're seeing why this running back is an every down type back. He can run between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the football, he can block. This guy can do it all.
Finds his tight end. Finally stopped at the 46 after a 15-yard gain.
Well, offensively, they knew they were going to have some matchups they could take advantage of in this one, and all of a sudden, this quarterback has now over 300 yards passing in the game. Defensively, David, he has got them on their heels.
And he's been showing you a little bit of everything. He can throw it all over the field to all different receivers, to his tight ends, to his running backs. Really has the...
Turning it on! Tackle is made at the 44, but he picked up 10 yards, added up for a first down.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They pieced together a couple of first downs, and here they come again. Trying to beat him to the left. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss.
All right, offensively, you're not having a lot of success right now running this thing to the perimeter. The defense was there. They were ready for that. You made one guy miss. They still got you for a TFL. You might have to think about getting back to running between the tackles now.
And the Bulldogs now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. The offense changing the play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. So Jesse, they're able to connect on the crossing route against the zone. You run that pattern against that coverage, what do you have to keep in mind?
Well, the receiver needs to know where the soft spot is in the defense so he can gear himself down. And the quarterback, Reese, has to play with great timing. Because if he's too early or too late on the throw, that might get picked.
Last play didn't go well. It leaves him with 2nd and 11. Motion from the wide receiver. Going to swing it on 2nd down. Quickly complete. He gets just inside the red zone and goes out of bounds at the 19.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that cornerback get going the other direction.
And the Dogs come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And they'll stop him inside the 5, but the defense is backed up in the shadow of its own goalpost.
Really nice play call there, because the defense might have been thinking on 3rd and short in the red zone, they're probably going to run the football. Instead, they throw it, catch him off guard, and now they've got 1st and goal.
And guys, if they can make their way into the end zone, we'll have a tie game in the 4th, and the stage will be set for a great finish. Using his feet to buy time. Lets it go to the end zone. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
Great awareness by that defender that time. Seeing the ball thrown, getting his big paw, knocking it down, and now you set up 2nd down.
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? He wants to change this route. Wants to go up top. And that is interception number 3 on the day.
And you will always remember your first. And how about that? Breaking on the football, getting an INT, the first INT. Keep the football, brother. The first of many big-time plays for this game.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense.
Timeout, Florida.
The defense will have to key on the run and try to get this ball back. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Talk about a timely run. Gets the 1st down. Clock keeps moving as they try to finish the deal. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The offense has it 1st and 10 from their own 20. He'll try the left side. There he goes. The 50, the 40, the 20, the 10. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Florida. That'll give him a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry, get some emotion, get some momentum on your side.
Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. But for this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership and come out here and lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive going.
He'll set up to throw. Buys a little time with his feet. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. Picked up. extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. This offense has it with really good field position. They'll give it to the back. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
The officials stop the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Defense loves to show heat and try to confuse the quarterback. And into the end zone, and he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Gator! With that last score, things comfortable here in the fourth as they are headed to a 7-1 record. As Florida fans like to say, come on Gators, get up and go, and they're starting to go and run away from the Dogs.
It's great to be a Florida Gator. The Gators showing off the speed now, running away with this thing in the second half. You're just seeing all the talent that they've been able to recruit down in Gainesville.
Yeah, they've been recruiting talent. You think about Steve Spurrier had such a great run with Florida as a head coach. They're taking care of business today. They're not making this look like much of a rout.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Starts a drive trying to go up top. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37.
You know, as the head coach of this team, this is one positive you're going to take away from this game, is that your players don't quit, and they're still willing to fight. There's obviously a lot of things they've got to iron out offensively, and we've seen that today. But I do love the grit they're showing here late, still trying to make plays.
He is guided out of bounds, and they'll mark it at the 28. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Dogs with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Making side adjustments here. Second and short, maybe looking for a shot. Working the big fella to the corner. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia!
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go there, get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
How about this? A two-point conversion coming. From the gun, he'll try to throw. The quick out.
And they try to pass forward, and they complete the pass, and you just need a little second effort, something to break a tackle and maybe get in the end zone, but they weren't able to get it.
Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. Find some fresh air. They found a little running room out of the Wildcats, still short of the first down marker.
You got to give the coaching staff credit because they really do focus all season long on situational football with the lead late in the game. If we're on offense, we're trying to stay in bounds. We're trying to bleed the clock. And after ripping off a really nice run, that guy knew, I've got to get down. I cannot get pushed out of bounds, cannot get tackled out of bounds. Really, really nice job.
And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now. He goes down after the short return, but what a get the football back.
Well, there's no quitting this defense, I'll give them that. Obviously, they're trailing here late in the game. It seems like the opponent's going to win, but still, they've got guys out there playing the way they're coached to play. They're playing with outstanding effort, trying to make plays to claw their team back in the game.
To the air on first down. Here's a throw downfield late. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. Touchdown, Bulldogs! What a cannon this dude has for an arm.
And there's nothing more frustrating than you watch a Hail Mary and they don't get it to the end zone or they throw it out of the back of the end zone. Great job by the quarterback. You got to put that thing way up in the air, and he does, and his receiver comes down with it. What a play.
They're definitely up against it. Time running out, down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick. They're on it, and they get it back for another drive.
And there's still life in this team. Obviously, they're down here in the fourth quarter, but they're able to execute the onside kick. They retain possession, and now let's see what happens.
First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. He's taking the deep shot. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left ahead of them here in this 2-minute situation late in the game, but the drive off to a good start. You get the first down, you get out of bounds, you work in the perimeter of the field. That is exactly what you want to do.
From the red zone, looking for a space. Lets it fly. And he's got it for a touchdown, so hold on a second. They're not dead yet. In fact, they're suddenly feeling much better.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. The hands team able to secure that football, and with that, should have secured a victory.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Defense takes a timeout with 30 seconds remaining.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Timeout called by the defense, 27 seconds to go.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be smart and keep that thing running.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's taking the shot. He caught it. Touchdown, Florida! He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a 2-possession game, and guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
After scoring that touchdown, they'll try to get it right back with an onside kick. Defense will use a timeout. 22 seconds remaining in the game. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score. No chance to return that one. A booming kickoff out of the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking downfield on first down. Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing.
Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. Across the Sunshine State, a toast to the Florida Gators who take down Georgia in this rivalry game. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching